Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah. Anyway, uh, this is an experimental video for entertainment purposes only. And I don't know. I have nothing. You know, I've been kind of like when I do videos where I have something on my mind. Uh, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't really. Whatever. It just doesn't. See, because the thing is, when I have something on my mind, then I really want to get it across, and it doesn't matter though. You know, because it just doesn't. And this is why it's so hard to listen to the majority of people on the internet. You know, it's like I have to listen to people when I go to work, and if I want to keep my job, right? Now, I could, we all have choices, right? I could just go be homeless and not have a job. But, you know, I have to listen to a lot more people boss me around if I was homeless than if I had a job, you know? So, but that's what freedom is all about, right? That's why we live in the free country, you know? So, but outside of that, why am I listening to anybody? Why? You know, because the thing is, um, you know, there may be a couple people that listen to me every once in a while, but you know, that's great. You know, I mean, I don't know, but the thing is, you know, people just don't listen. They don't, and that's okay. You know, it's just something that I need to accept instead of trying to fight it. People, they just don't listen. You know. So if I have something on my mind before I turn the camera on, well, then I'm gonna want to make sure that I make that, you know, point, you know, and it's a futile. There's no point in it. There's no reason to, you know. So, uh, and I don't know, you know, we can only speculate why people don't listen. Maybe it has something to do with the disconcerting 8+ billion people on this planet who are struggling just to put food on the table, and they're experiencing the same thing as me, where, you know, I have to listen to enough people 8 hours a day. You know, I'm working 7 days a week. I listen to enough bullshit. I don't need to, on my free time when I'm not, you know, at work, like, willingly listen to people. Right? Why? And see, this is, I want to go into this now. See, the thing is if the people that I'm listening to won't listen to me, well, then what's the point in listening to them? There is no point, see? And that's the thing. Like with the internet and stuff, right? The majority of all these people, they want to be heard, but they don't want to listen to other people. They just want to be heard. And for whatever reason, I don't know. Like I said, maybe they're working, struggling just to put food on the table. So they don't want to listen to anybody. But they do want to be heard, right? We all want to be heard. But not very many people actually want to listen. It's like, if I want to be heard, then then it just makes sense that I ought to listen to others if I want to be heard by others. And so you see, this is the conundrum. This is the problem. Like, why would I listen to people, right? And they're talking about HARP and the weather weapons and artificial intelligence and whatever it is, and everything. Just go down the list of all the conspiracy theories. They're I'll just list a few: HARP and artificial intelligence and weapons, and Elon Musk is the Antichrist, and Donald Trump is the Antichrist, and everybody who votes is stupid, and get your money out of the banks and turn it into gold, and why would I listen to that? But then that person would never listen to anything that I have to say. Never. So that's what I mean. It's like, there's no point in listening to those people. People that just want to be heard and don't want to listen, why talk to them? Why? They're not gonna listen. So, but they need to be heard. They claim they need to be heard because HARP is the weather weapons, and the Illuminati, and the interdimensional beings, and the artificial intelligence, and the 5G. They demand they must be heard, but they'll never listen. So there's no point. And then, see, this is what the internet has become. Is this, like, where you have all these people that claim they must be heard because they have such an important message, but they'll never listen. They just must be heard. But as far as listening, they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen to you. Try contacting Richie from Boston and letting him know what your thoughts are on stuff. Or any of these guys. We'll just stick with popular and trending. Try contacting any of these people in popular and trending on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, to share what you might have, something that you feel needs to be heard as well. Are they going to listen to you? No. So what's the point in listening to people that refuse to listen to others? They just want to be heard. There is no point. I do that enough, 8 hours a day. That's what I do at my job. I have to listen to the boss, but the boss doesn't want to listen to anyone else. The boss only wants to be heard and demands to be heard. And you're there mainly. I mean, every once in a while, the employee might be able to interject something like, well, hey man, don't drive the forklift that close to, because you might break something you might break one of your items, that you're trying to sell, Oh, okay. And then the boss will say, oh, okay, wait, I'll stop the forklift then, or whatever. But then they'll usually follow it up by, why didn't you tell me that sooner? I came this close to hitting my building, and you're like, why didn't you tell me that like 3 or 4 feet ago? You waited until I'm this close to the building to tell me I'm about to hit the building? Then you're like, I'm sorry, I failed again. I get a D for disappointment again. I'm just a failure, right? No, no, that doesn't happen because the world is a good place, and my participation in the world is important, right? Because the world is a good place. But yeah. So you know, I spend all day, 8 hours a day, like you know, having to listen to the boss. Again, we all have choices. I could just go be homeless. Then I wouldn't have to listen to the boss. But then I'd have to listen to all the Karens, you know, and all the cops and all the business owners and just all the society, you know. If I'm homeless, then, you know, they're going to be telling me, get a job, you lazy bum. And, you know, so it's not going to change if I were to just quit my job and go be homeless. I'd just have to listen to the same shit, only more of it. So I have this job, and all I do is listen to what the boss says, you know. But does the boss want to listen to me? No. Not unless he's going to, you know, his forklift is going to puncture a hole into his building. Then of course, you know, he's going to listen to me when I say, "Bro, stop. You're going to fucking hit the building." Well, why didn't you tell me that? Why did you wait till I came this close to the building? Yeah. Sorry, boss man. Right? So why would I voluntarily listen to people that refuse to listen? Why would I voluntarily listen to people that refuse to listen to anything that I have to say? Again, contact Richie from Boston and let him know what your thoughts are on the last series of videos this month. Yeah. Or any of these guys, you know, any of them. Contact them and let them know what you think, because maybe there's certain things that you may not necessarily agree with, or you might have some really important information that would enhance what he's talking about, and you could contact him and let him know. Is he going to listen? Come on. No. Or whoever. I mean, you know, it's just like and that's what the internet has done, is created these people that they all act like that. They all want to be heard but refuse to listen. You know. And if you disagree with them, well, you're a terrible person. If you disagree with them, you're just a terrible person. You're a black pill. Don't listen to those black pilled people. Yeah. So just shut up and listen, right? That's all it is. Don't disagree. Because then they'll put out a video addressing all the black-pilled people that are disagreeing with them, you know. And it just goes on and on and on. And that's what the internet totally is. Like all these video hosting platforms, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, they're all like that. You know. Don't disagree with those people. And like just almost everybody on these platforms is like that. Not just the popular and trending channels, just everybody. All the people with small channels, all the people with no channels that just comment, they're all the same. They all refuse to listen and demand to be heard. They refuse to listen yet demand to be heard. Isn't that what hypocrisy is? Refusing to listen but demanding to be heard. That's hypocrisy. Yeah. So when I get off work, why would I choose to like go to the internet and subject myself to this environment, surrounded by mobs of people that demand to be heard yet refuse to listen? That's how important their message is, that their message must be heard, and there is no time to listen to input from other people. There's just no time. The time has passed, you know. The end of days is near, you know. You must listen. And don't question it. Just listen without question. Just like when your boss tells you, you know, listen without question. Don't argue. Don't question it. Just obey. Obey, right? Obey. Like on They Live, obey. Just obey. Oh, you can try to interject your thoughts on whatever's being talked about, but it won't be heard. Unless, of course, you're in agreement with them. If you're in agreement with them, then you're just parroting what they said. And then they'll respond and be like, that's right, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate your support for my video. Right? Isn't that the way this all works? I mean, dude, I've been hanging around on these platforms for a long time, man. You may have too. I wonder that I've been hanging out on these platforms abnormally longer than your average person, like doing channels and putting out lots of videos and doing lots of vlogging where I just talk about my thoughts. I share my thoughts and feelings and opinions, and I've been doing this for a very long time and listening to other views and opinions. And it's like, so much of it is just complete bullshit, dude. Don't you? I mean, it's like total bullshit, right? So what are you gonna do, And nothing can be done. The only thing that can be done is the individual. You're never going to get a group of people to all agree, like, all right, we're going to do something to change all this. You're never going to get a group of people because they're all going to want to be heard, but none of them are going to want to listen to the other unless they're in agreement. If they all agree, well, then if they all agree, who agrees with any one person, any other person on everything? Nobody does. So compromises have to be made. That's how social interaction works, because no two people agree on everything. They're going to disagree on things. And so compromises have to be made, No two people on this planet will agree on everything, right? Right? I mean, oh, well, that's not true. That's not true. Well, Richie from Boston, I'm sure, will tell you that, it's not true that no two people will agree on everything. Richie from Boston has discovered some new truth that there are people that agree on everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No two people agree on everything. And so whenever interacting with another person or people, compromises must be made. And, you try to find a balance where you're both compromising equally. It may shift, it may tip the scales. It's never going to be a perfect balance. The scales may tip one direction or another. And the whole idea is to, maintain a balance of compromise between two or more people. That's the way people work together. But where do you see people working together? So, if there is some great conspiracy, like the Freemasons run everything, the thing is what's the solution to that? You're going to get if the Freemasons run everything, or the Jays, or the reptilians, or whoever it is, right? No one can even agree on who it is that's the rulers, No one can agree on that, Some say the Freemasons, some say the Jays, some say the reptilians, So you're never even going to agree on that. But if you get a group of people that all agree it's the Jays, or it's the Freemasons, or it's the reptilians, or whoever it is, what that group would have to be pretty big to address the great world conspiracy, right? I mean, the worldwide conspiracy. How many people would you need to get together to address the great worldwide conspiracy of the Freemasons, or the Jays, or the reptilians, or the Anunnaki, or whoever it is, right? You'd have to have a pretty good sized group of people that all can work together and compromise with each other, agree to disagree on things. You have to be a very, very large group of people, wouldn't it, to take down the whatever group it is that rules the world. Like, what's the solution to all this? Is to get a big group of people to fight back, right? That's what the solution is. Do you really see that happening? That's something that could happen? That's as much of a pie in the sky dream as voting for Trump. Like, how is it any different than thinking that voting for Trump is going to do? Where's this group of people that's all banding together in unity to overthrow the orchestrators of the Great Conspiracy? Where is this group of people that are working together and compromising and and getting past their differences so they can work together to take down the evil conspirators of the great worldwide conspiracy? Where is this group of people? Remember the Corbett report offered up in Solutions Watch? He said to create parallel communities. Remember that? Parallel communities. Where is anybody see the parallel community? Or is it an anonymous community that has to, be secret? Like on They Live. Remember They Live? They created a community, but they had to be secret. Everything was hidden in secrecy. Yeah. Isn't that just another secret society? I thought secret societies were bad. But this one's going to be good, right? Or is it not going to be a secret society? It's not going to be done in secrecy. It's going to be right out in the open. The whole group is just going to be marching down in every city and down to Washington, D.C. or wherever. Like, the Vagina Hat people tried that. And the great conspiracy to the Vagina Hat people was that it's all a patriarchy. It's all against women. Women are the victims of the great conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the solution? All I hear is complaining. I don't hear any solutions. And the only solution that I can see is the individual. Like shadow integration. Like, work on being honest with oneself. Trudge the path of self-honesty. Because self-honesty is the only way to, value truth. If a person can't be honest with themselves or refuses for whatever reason to be honest with themselves, well, then the truth doesn't matter no matter what they say. It starts with the individual, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like it starts with the individual? Like, or does it? What's the solution? To ban a big giant group of people together? Do you really see that that's something that's going to happen? And you can say, yeah. But what if you're wrong? Like, what if you say yeah, and you keep saying yeah, and you're talking about how we're going to get this big group of people together, and it never happens. Just like it never has happened. When has it ever happened? In the history of the world, when has it ever happened? Does the trajectory appear as though that's something that could happen? Like, how is that less of a pipe dream than voting for Trump? What's the difference? So a person will make fun of people that vote for Trump, but then talk about how we're gonna build this group of people that's going to overthrow the Freemason or the Jays or the, like, what? How is one impossible and the other is totally just going to happen? It's totally going to happen without question. It's just going to happen. Do you see? You don't understand what I'm saying? You don't understand? Like, so anyways, this is what I'm saying. I'm tired of hearing all this. I'm tired of listening to all this crap. It's just fucking crap, dude. It's total. It's just. It's just. and I'm just talking in a general way. Like when you go to these platforms, you hear all these people talk about all this shit, and all they're doing is complaining. They're never offering up solutions. Or if they do, it's just like, yeah, we got to band together. When has that ever happened in the history of the world? When is it going to happen? Is it going to happen in yours and my lifetime, or is it going to happen in the next generation? Maybe the Zoomers will make it happen, right? Or the generation, the millennials are going to make it happen. Like, when is this going to happen? Or is it even ever going to happen? You see what I mean? And so all I hear is people complaining. That's it. All I hear is people complaining, and then they're like proposing all these ridiculous solutions, like parallel communities, and like when what are you even talking about? Like how do you think this parallel community thing is gonna go? What do you? I mean, I don't know, bro. Or whoever's watching. I mean, I think I'm right. I think that if if you're pretending that you don't understand what I'm saying, and that if you're thinking that you don't understand where I'm coming from and stuff, I believe you're delusional. You're delusional to think that there's going to be a group of people in this world that's going to unite to stand up against the conspirators and end the great worldwide conspiracy. Who's going to do it? The only thing, all these people that are talking about all this stuff, they're all trapped in a middle and working class echo chamber. It's all one big middle working class echo chamber. There are no upper class people involved. Well, Trump, right? Isn't Trump, he's on your side, right? Or no, he's not? Well, some say he is, some say he isn't. But there's this idea that there are people in the upper class that are down for your cause, right? But how many? Because it isn't Trump, right? Trump's not one of them. He's part of it, okay? Well, who in the upper class is going to take your side? Anyone? None of them? Maybe one? Well, if maybe one, why is Trump not the one? And if Trump isn't the one, but there is one that does, what is it that they are going to do that's going to prove to you that they're not just like Trump, right? So this whole thing about conspiracies and stuff, it's all middle class it's all working in middle class echo chambers. BitChute is a working in middle class echo chamber. There are no upper class people that are engaging in that, except for the ones that are duping all the audiences, right? They're missing all the upper class people involved on BitChute and Odyssey and Rumble. The majority, if not all of them, they're all just playing all the working and middle class, pretending to care about the working and middle class, just like the politicians pretend to care about the working and middle class. So all these echo chambers that are just working in middle class echo chambers, BitChute is a working and middle class echo chamber. Odyssey is a working middle class echo chamber. Rumble is a working middle class echo chamber. YouTube is a working middle class echo chamber. So it must be the working and middle class that are going to unite and band together to overthrow the conspirators. Who are the conspirators, though? Are they the Jays? Are they the Freemasons? Are they a combination? Are they the interdimensional beings like Richie from Boston talks about? Your friend Richie from Boston? Or is Richie from Boston, is he part of the conspiracy? Right? So, but who is it? Is it the Jays? Is it the Freemasons? Is it the Illuminati? Is it the interdimensional beings? Is it the reptilians, the Anunnaki? Who is it? Is it everyone? Well, if it's everyone, then What good does the individual stand a chance? So an individual is going to take on the entire world? Let's say it's only like, let's say it's 1% of the world. And then 99% of the world, they're all just part of it in some way or other. They're all just either going along with it or they're actual conspirators themselves. Well, how is 1% going to take over the 99% of the rest of the world? How is that going to happen? So what, again, like what is it? What is going on? Does anybody even know? Well, there's a lot of people that claim to know, but do they know? Or are they just delusional? Or are they just full of shit? Or are they just grifters and liars and thieves and vultures, you know? Or is it a combination? How many people actually really do know what's going on? Only the conspirators? And everyone else is just left in the dark? Yes, no, maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Because we don't have time, because this is a really big deal. Yep. What about the disconcerting 8+ billion people on the planet who are just struggling to put food on the table? Must they all stop what they're doing to address the great conspiracy and join the parallel communities and fight the evil conspirators? You know, everybody just going to quit their job? Or do we keep our jobs while we fight the conspiracy? Or do we quit our jobs and devote our entire life to fighting the conspiracy? What do we do? Oh, some of us keep our jobs, some of us don't. Well, what if like 75 or more % of all jobs you're just a servant to Freemasonry? That means you're serving Freemasonry. Well, should you keep your job? What if it's only 50% of all jobs in where you live are jobs that are Freemason jobs, or you know, JPQ jobs and J question jobs, or whatever it is, Anunnaki jobs, interdimensional being jobs. So should people quit their jobs and devote their entire life to taking down the evil conspirators of the great conspiracy? Or do they keep their jobs? Or some of them keep their jobs and some of them don't. Which ones keep their jobs and which ones don't? Which jobs are just serving the beast system and the evil conspiracy, and which jobs are not? Which jobs are actually fighting back against the conspiracy? Or which jobs are just neutral? You know, what are we doing? What can be done? What's the solution? Is it parallel communities? Yeah, no, maybe. You know, there's this great demand that these things be heard and talked about, but again, it's a working middle class echo chamber. So, what are there working and middle class people that don't care about this great conspiracy? And then other working and middle class people that really do care? But those working middle class people, they still keep their jobs. Are those jobs that they're working, are they just serving Freemasonry or the Jays or whatever? The very conspirators and conspiracy that they claim to be against? Well, should they keep their jobs? Or do they need to quit their jobs? Do they need to go be homeless? What needs to be done here? Are we to take all our money out of our banks and transfer it into gold, and then we're all just going to trade? Like what is it? Is it viable for the general population to do such a thing? Like, how many people can quit their jobs if that's what is necessary? How many people would be willing to quit their jobs if that were necessary? You know, should we switch? Should people who have jobs switch to selling drugs and start selling drugs to all the people we perceive as the enemy, whether we're right or wrong? Should we just start, just attacking whoever we think is the enemy, whether we're right or wrong? Just start attacking. Like what is the solution? What if I start attacking people and then I'm wrong and I'm killing innocent people and I'm harming innocent people? What then? It doesn't matter. As long as as long as nobody finds out, I'm okay. But if somebody finds out, then they're gonna view me as part of the conspiracy and one of the conspirators, right? So do I have to lie? Do I have to be deceitful? Do we fight fire with fire? Do we just become as evil as the enemy? Or maybe more evil? That's what what is? Anyways, you see what happens? And what about me? Like, should I be looking at myself and what I'm doing? Like, maybe I'm participating in the problem and I don't even know it. Like, maybe my job is working for the Freemasons, but I don't know that. Because I really need that money, you know? Right? I really need that money. What if I just find out, but I just pretend like I don't know? Who will ever? No one will know. If I'm aware that my job is part of the great conspiracy, like I'm a cop or something, but I just pretend that I didn't know. I didn't know that my job, I can just lie, right? How are you going to tell who is being honest and who is lying? We just, it doesn't matter. Just start killing innocent people because we think they're lying when they're not. Well, I look at me, I'm here killing these flies. They're just innocent flies. I got all these fuck up flies in here because I left the door open. Fucking got like 50 flies in here right now. Anyways, so the questions never end and they never get answered. Like if I ask Richie from Boston or Crow House or any of these guys, you know, who else? I mean, the list of these people that are going on and on and on about the Great Conspiracy is endless. And if I look at all these questions I have, are they ever going to get clarified and answered? No, they're not. All these people do is keep complaining, and everybody just thinks it's the greatest thing since apple pie, you know. All these big channels, they just keep complaining about the Great Conspiracy, but they never provide any solutions. Doesn't anybody care about? If everybody cares so much about this Great Conspiracy, why isn't anyone offering up solutions? Well, Corbett Report offered up the parallel communities as a solution. Yeah, You think that's just because someone offers up what they claim to be a solution? Do you think that means that solution is going to work? What if I told you that the solution is to just start chewing bubblegum? If everybody just started chewing bubblegum, then the great conspirators would end the Great Conspiracy. If everybody just started chewing bubblegum, it would end. Well, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, right? But who's going to believe me if either way, who's going to believe me if we all just started chewing bubblegum, it would end the Great Conspiracy? Who would believe me? Whether I'm right or not? Who would believe me? Nobody. Yeah. What's the solution? Why isn't anybody talking about the solution, but everybody is complaining about the problem? Is it because that's a trend? That's just the fashionable thing to do? Oh, I don't follow trends, Angry Hobo. I am a free thinker. I think for myself. Huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then if you're a free thinker that thinks for yourself, maybe you can answer me that question. Why are no real solutions being offered up by anybody, and all anyone ever does is just complain about everything? I mean, or show me where are all these viable solutions that are being offered up besides my bubble gum? I brought up if everybody just started chewing bubble gum as a solution. Anybody have a better one than that? If everybody just started chewing bubble gum, it would end the whole fucking thing overnight. That's the solution. I'm offering up a solution. Everybody just start chewing bubble gum. I'm offering it up as a solution. Or parallel communities then. Okay, everybody just start creating parallel communities. Yeah? Anyways. So who is going to answer my questions? Because it's not going to be Richie from Boston or the Corbett Report or Crow House or any of these guys. Where's the solution? And anyone that might be offering up viable solutions, they're not popular and trending. Why is that? Because BitChute, all these platforms are bullshit? Huh. Yeah, but then why are you and me on them? If they're bullshit, me and you are on them still trying to, address these things. Why? What good has it done? Any? Oh, it's done a whole lot. You don't even know, Angry Hobo. Oh, yeah, I guess I don't. Yeah. So anyway, I've killed enough flies for today.